Got a 2013 Cruze. Had the classic wooden switch from defrost to floor to vents. Basically, there are two plastic levers driven off of a gear. Get a light back here. There it is. So the large gear is driven by an actuator just below it. That little white gear, that's what rotates to swap to your defrost. So there are plastic levers behind that big white gear that are faulty. They break. So this is the part number for those two levers. 13263335. I replaced everything and did not have to take the upper dash apart. It is quite the pain to do. I'm going to go ahead and show you this working. So I'll turn the fan on. Right now it's in defrost. I'll kick it to vents. Now I've got air coming out the vents. Clearly, push the vent. It's coming out nice and strong. Before, there was just a little air coming out the vent, a little bit of the defrost. Most of it was just coming out of the floor. So you're going to have a problem, especially during the winter time. You won't have defrost. But we noticed it in the summertime because there was hardly any air coming out of these vents, and most of it was freezing your feet. So I'm going to attempt to just show you how I access this. Most all of this trim comes off fairly easily. I didn't make a how-to video. There should be other videos to show you how to pop this trim off. This is actually an airbag, hence the word. This unbolts. I'm just starting to put things back together, but there's a bolt here, a bolt here, and here. 3 10mm bolts. This whole airbag pops off of there. There's an electrical connector right here. I would advise to pull the negative on your battery before you start disconnecting airbags and whatnot. Like I said, I'm putting this back together now, but I wanted to at least show. I wasn't able to find any videos on fixing this. All I was able to find was a video on how to zip tie that little gear way back in there to get it to stay on defrost. Well, I didn't want to do that. It's summertime. I wanted air conditioning. So it works now. It was not easy, to say the least, but I'm going to try to get my camera up in here. Here's what you have to do. You have to flip around on your back. And access everything from down below. The black gear, that's the actual actuator. Moving. There it goes. That just kicked on. The top gear does the defrost. This bottom gear controls the vents, I believe. Those were the biggest pain of all of this. So getting those levers behind that white gear, getting those positioned the exact way they needed to be. They ride on a cam on the inside of that white gear. Anyway, this is a pretty awful video, but I at least wanted to show somebody that you can change this all out going underneath the car. So take this trim out. You don't necessarily have to take this out, but take this piece off, take the airbag off. That frees up a decent amount of space. You have to, there's a little, I believe it's a 5.5 millimeter bolt in the center of that white gear. You can see it pretty easily right there. And there's the that metal retaining clip. This is so much of a better shot of the gear. I was just trying to show you the levers moving, and it's just really hard. It's no wonder dealerships want so much money to do this, but here, right now it's in floor mode. I'm gonna kick it on defrost. Okay, it's coming out pretty strong. You can probably hear it. I'm gonna go to vent for like air conditioning. Now it's coming out the vents just like it should. This is a horrible design. Yeah, I can't believe GM hasn't released a recall. Well, I can, but it's unfortunate that so many of these break. Probably at least half of these Cruzes probably break. So that's vent. Just go to floor only. I wish you could see that bottom gear moving. You can't. It's really hard to shoot this. There, that might be better. The upper gear, the small one, that does the defrost, or enables air to flow through the defrost. And then I'm not really sure the other position. I think it just diverts air to the floor. So like right in the middle would do both. So right now it's on floor. I'll do floor and defrost. Yeah, it must just put it right in the middle. Here's gonna be vent and floor. So it closes off the defrost. That's what it just did. And hence opening the vent and the floor, which that's what it's doing at the moment. So anyway, again, not a great video as far as like how to take everything apart, but I figure if you're considering replacing this gear, you are competent enough to take all of these other things apart. You need to pop these little cable retaining deals. They go on those bolts. Pop those. There's two of those. Pop those off so you can pull that out of your way like this, so you can get your hands in there. But once you get in here, take that nut off. Pop this gear apart. There's a little black plastic push clip. You push in there, and that gear will pop off. You can put your levers on, and what I ended up doing was like pushing the upper gear to defrost mode, which is all the way forward. That's not it. So you push that thing forward, like counterclockwise, I should say. Now it's in full. Now it's in full defrost. Hopefully this doesn't break anytime soon. And I guess that's it. But just to let you know, you can get to it and replace everything from the bottom.